Hey YouTubers, I want to talk a little bit about the number one story that's been circulating all over NJ.com. For about the last 3 or 4 days, people have been talking about the state of New Jersey's feud with Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield Insurance Company. And I want to give you a little bit of background on the conflict. I want to kind of break it down for you, and I want to kind of touch upon kind of an interesting aspect of it. Well, right now we're on the verge of a healthcare overhaul on the federal level. And what this overhaul is going to mean, regardless of how minor or how major it is that all of the individual states in the union are going to receive lessened funding for their Medicare, Medicaid subsidiary programs, which means that the states are essentially going to have to make their own way in order to continue to provide that level of care to people who are disabled or elderly or handicapped for any other reason. And essentially, the governor, Chris Christie, came up with this very interesting solution to try and narrow the gap that's going to occur between what the federal government's giving the state of New Jersey and what New Jersey needs to operate its Medicare program. And the governor's solution was to fine the insurance companies that were mishandling the Medicare and Medicaid applications and the Medicare and Medicaid billings. So in this instance, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield is not only among the most guilty culprits, but conveniently enough, they're also the wealthiest. And last year they were fined, I think, somewhere in the ballpark of $16 million for their mishandling of Medicare claims. So now the legislature's basically saying, let's step back a foot and take a look at the issue objectively. And they're making a law, or they're attempting to pass a law, which would require Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield to basically hand over $300 million in its insurance indemnification reserves to the state treasury. That law is unconstitutional because in constitutional law, there's a concept called Bill of Attainder. And what a Bill of Attainder is it's a law that seeks to take a liberty or property interest from one single group of person or one individual person. So for instance, if tomorrow morning the Burlington County Freeholders passed a law saying that nobody that is African American can sit in local office in Burlington County, or they pass a law saying that nobody who's an attorney can hold local office. Those are bills of attainder because they seek out individual people to legislate against. The law's not being applied across the board equally. It's being applied only for the purpose of addressing conduct of an individual person or group. And that's why I'm convinced, even when the Horizon bill does get through the legislature, whether or not it'll be invalidated as a violation of the Due Process Clause. And I'm 98% sure it will be.